This
Text.
conference will now be recorded.
Today we are going to discuss on alerts, how to handle alert dialog boxes in the web pages. What is alerts? Alerts are designed by JavaScript code. They will execute on the client side only. That's alerts. If you have alerts in the web pages, you cannot find those alert dialog box elements in the HTML source code. Then how can you perform actions on that alert dialog boxes? If you can identify those elements in the HTML source code, and if they have attributes and tags, you can easily identify with the Selenium identification mechanism, and you can do actions. But we cannot find those dialog box related elements in the HTML source code. Then how can we handle them? So for that, Selenium provided alerts concept. So we'll see that. Before going to that, I just want to show you what type of alerts we have. There are three types of alerts we have. One is simple alert, confirmation dialog boxes, and prompt dialog boxes. These are the three types of alerts we have. Alert dialog boxes you will see. So let me show the JS alerts. So JavaScript alerts. You go to this website, the Internet Heroku app, and JavaScript alerts. Just click on this link and you will see this. If you click on this JS alert, you will get a simple alert dialog box. I am a JS alert. So now you see you cannot find code for this message and for this OK button. If you see, if you right click, and it won't do a right click also. Okay, you press the F12 button to see your HTML code and you try to spy on that element, but it won't spy because that element itself not there. That is the reason it is not able to show in the HTML code. Okay, that is the reason Selenium provided to handle this alert dialog. If you have this alert dialog, you cannot do any action in the web page. See that it won't allow to do action. So you cannot do action, any other action, until unless you handle this. So how to handle this? Simple alert. Then how to handle this? These confirmations. See, confirmation is you have a OK and cancel buttons. Two you have. See that you clicked cancel, you clicked OK, like that you will get. Then you have a click for prompt. You can enter some data here. So how can you type the data? But this is the alert dialog, this one also. Then OK, and you enter Selenium. Then without entering, or you type. So then you just click on cancel. See that you enter null because you submitted a cancel button on the prompt dialog. These are the three types of alerts designed using JavaScript code in the any web pages. So basically this JavaScript code is used to, it won't go the request to server. It will execute on the client side only. Client means our browser side only. So very quick you will get the no messages. That's why these JavaScripts are used in the browsers. Client side, any validations you want to do, JavaScript code is used. Okay, now how to handle? Okay, you got these things. How can we handle these things? How can we handle these things? So let's see how do we handle, how can we handle those things? So we have in the Selenium, there is a alerts interface. That interface provides, then first you need to switch to that alert dialog box. Once you receive that alert dialog in the web pages, switch the cursor to that alert dialog, then alert interface is providing some methods. To click OK button, you have a accept method. To click cancel button, you have a dismiss method. So those methods you can call and handle those alerts. First, you have to switch to the alert dialog. How can you switch to the alert dialog? We have to use a alert interface, then switch to methods. Switch to methods we have to use to do that. In the beginning classes, we have discussed that already, but I'm going to give here in detail. So how can we handle each type of alert dialog box? So this is the one. Click on some element to get an alert. Then once you got the alert dialog box, first you have to switch to the alert dialog box. So alert interface. So alt reference variable equal to driver dot switch to method dot alert method. That's the first step. Then second step, you want to get that alert message, just call get text method. So it will fetch the string type data. And if you want to click alert OK button, just call accept method on this alert reference variable. That's it. So it will close that alert dialog. Okay, that's a simple alert. Then prompt. How can you handle prompt? You got the prompt dialog box. Now first switch to that prompt dialog box. How can you switch? Again, same line of code, alert prompt equal to driver dot switch to method dot alert. And then you want to get the text. So string message of prompt equal to prompt dot get text method. You want to type the value, prompt reference variable dot send case method. See here, method is alert method only. You are switching to alert method to that prompt or confirmation or simple alert, whatever it is. All three are alert category. That's why method is not going to change if it is a prompt. Method name is a alert method only. And switch to the alert. Then you want to click OK button in the prompt. Just call accept method. Wherever you want to click OK, you need to call accept method only. And click on prompt cancel button. So prompt reference variable dot dismiss method. You can use accept and dismiss methods. That's the how to handle prompts. Okay, I have authenticated dialog boxes. Sometimes what will happen when you hit the URL, it will ask you enter username and passwords. Then how can you handle that? So either you can use this line of code, driver dot switch to method dot alert method dot authenticate using new username password credentials and give the username and password. Either this is the one process, or if this is not working, just write like this, driver dot get http:/username plus colon password and plus in double quotes you give your URL. So that means you are passing the username password in the get method inside itself, so that it will type the username password and then it will go to home page. Again, you won't get an authentication dialog box. That is how to handle authenticated dialog boxes. So right, that's the one thing. Next, confirmation dialog boxes. In the confirmation dialog boxes, you have OK, cancel, right? And first, so you will click something, then you will get a confirmation dialog. Once you get the confirmation dialog, then to switch to that confirmation dialog, write this line of code, alert interface. So some reference variable equal to driver dot switch to method dot alert method. See, this line of code is common for all three types of alerts. Then fetch the text of the confirmation. So conf dot get text. You want to click on OK button. So conf dot accept method. You want to click on cancel button. Conf dot dismiss method. So this is the all different types of ways to handle the different types of alerts. Let's practice this. In our blog, I have given one more URL. You can practice that also, and you can practice this both, so that you will get a stronger foundation on the alerts, both programs you write. So let me show you that scenarios, automation scenarios. If you go there, I have given that alert URL. So that site also you can go and get a idea on that. Go to alert. There is alert scenario. Scrolling, handling alert. So this is the one is there in the rediff.com sign in page. If you go, you will get alert. That's one thing. One more is there. So this URL also. Here also you have all three types of alerts. Open this, you can see all types of elements here. You can play around with this website. So many you have here, and you have see that show me confirmation. If you click this, you will get a confirmation dialog box. Okay, see you pressed OK. You click one more time and you click cancel. Both you handle. OK one time and cancel one time. But you have to click this show me confirmation button twice. Show me alert. So this is a simple alert. Show me prompt. You have to type something. So like that you will get all the things. Again, click on this, cancel. So this is the you can way how to automate and try this. So we want to do which one? This one or that Heroku app? So I'll do Heroku app and just you practice on this area. Okay. So let's move on. So again, first understand the scenario. Okay, what we are going to do. Heroku app. First, you need to write the steps to launch this URL. Okay, then you have to click on the JavaScript Alerts link. So you will land in this page. Then verify this heading, and one by one you handle here. But so this is the one-time effort is enough. We don't need every time going back and coming back, and you don't need for every test case. If you want to go back and so coming to this, it's up to you. You need to take again before each and after each. Otherwise, just I launching my browser one time and URL also I will open one time. Then I'll just move back. So after my test case, if you want that, you can do. Maybe you can take after each every test case after you can ask to go back there, or every test case before each you click on this and come back here. That also you can do that. Okay, let's do the all before each, and the before each I'll just tell so reach this page or open this URL and click on JavaScript Alerts link, then come back here. So you can do that also. And in the after all, so you just close the browser. After each, just you can navigate back. So you can do navigate back or whatever it is, right? Or clear the cookies. That's what we are going to do now. So JUnit framework, same I'll do this, copy this and paste it here. First understand the scenario what we are automating, right? That's important. Alert test. Heroku app, alert test. Not login, remove the login. Alert test. Okay, select the Heroku app alert test. So don't confuse again. Okay, now so launch the browser code is same. So you create object for Chrome driver, maximize, add implicit weight, and Webdriver weight object. We made it a global. So both we are making global. And after all, I'll just close my browser. In the before each, I'll open the URL. That's a common, and I'll wait for this thing. And this is the common, the presence of element located for this heading, and then visibility, and then you verify this title in the home page. These are all home page validations. So then I need to click on the JavaScript link, JavaScript alert link. So just give here JavaScript alert, right? So take this, take out. How to validate the URL also I'll show you now. Okay. Last class we didn't do this. This test case will do inspect element JavaScript alerts. So click on JavaScript alerts. Okay, we are going for the next page, right? After clicking on, you're going. Either you can validate this URL, or you can validate this heading. Both. I'll show you now heading, how to validate header text. So now you write, you can do div content div h3. So that's how you can design your XPath. You start from here and scroll down, drill down. Div is the main thing. So let me write the XPath. So I'll write XPath. So I don't want to copy. If you want to copy, it's up to you. If you copy, you're never going to get the construction of XPath. You try to always do no XPath construction. That will really help you. If you're not doing that, and it's going to be a problem. You will forget the concepts. /div /h. That's it. See that now it is one of one, only one with this XPath. It is identifying that to JavaScript alerts. So I'll just pass this, right? And this one. And you are getting the text, and this need to change. Accept equals I'm using. Cancel this, then you can copy. So how to validate, how to verify the URL? Wait for the URL. How can you wait for the URL? So what is the method? Wait dot until expected conditions dot URL contains is there. You can take URL contains or URL to be. URL to be means you have to give exact URL. Make sure you understand contains and URL to be. Okay. And URL matches means you have to give regular expressions to match the URL. I'm giving URL contains. I'll give this URL. This URL is different. First page URL is different, right? That's fine. Or you don't want, just you want to give this only JavaScript alert underscore alerts. That's also fine. But let's give complete. You will see, right, whether you are able to do that or not. Okay, done. That's the first one. Next, first test case I'm doing here after each, just clear the cookies. That's one only I'm keeping. After all my test cases, I want to do every time this one, or in the beginning also you can do. It's up to you. Or you want to go to back, so you can just go back, right? You can do dot navigate method dot back. You can go to back page, previous page, right? That also you can do. Okay, next, test a simple alert. I'll do first test case, test simple alert. I'm doing a simple alert test. Okay, first test case I'm doing this one. Click for a JS alert. So this link I'm going to click. So there's a button, but I don't have any attributes, right? So what I need to do, I'll construct an XPath UL. You can start from UL, or you can start from div ID, or you just start div ID, right? First button. You can just, or otherwise you can just copy paste the XPath. So I need to click on this thing. So this is the things you can delete. So all these things. There's a click. I'll keep this click. Click on a select link. So I'll just use this XPath. This is the XPath I got. You can start. We already written one XPath, or you can copy div ul li of one button, the first one. So I got a. So now I got the messages. So what I need to do now, I need to, once I click on that, I'll get a alert. Now switch to the alert. How can you switch? Alert interface alt equal to driver dot switch to method dot alert method. Alert method. So import this alert interface. So make sure you take r.openq.selenium, right? And then, so you switch now. You got the alert dialog here by clicking on that link. Then immediately you got alert dialog. I'm switching to that alert with this line of code. Now I need to get that fetch the alert text. This out. You can see a simple alt dot get text. So that's that. That's it. Now what we need to do, then click on OK button. Click on alert OK button. How can you do that? So alt dot accept method. Just call accept method. So see that same what will happen. So in the results you are getting anything bottom side, right? The result you are getting this. You successfully clicked on alert. This message you get. Maybe you can write a one simple method. Say that there is ID. They have given ID. Style color green they are getting. If it is a error means I think red. I think it will be green only. You can use this result, ID result. You can fetch this message. You successfully clicked on alert, right? That message you can get it after that. So this out. Just identify alert submission. You need to write here a method driver dot find element by dot id, the id value dot get text method, right? You're fetching the text of that. So this is the one methods we need to write. And even in our blog, I have included a few more things, I think here. Okay. Fine, that is a frame. For frames I have included. Okay, that's a first test case. The second test case is, so what is the second test case? Go here, click for JSConfig. Click for JSConfig. Same thing, we have to repeat that. Click for JSConfig. So I'll do this, just a copy and paste it to these things so that we can avoid a lot of code. That's a simple. That's the reason we are writing this, so that we can avoid a lot of code. Right? Just a few things only can modify. Quickly you can finish. Concept is same. Right? One more we want confirmation. Is the I'll give here test prompt dialog. Test prompt 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 dialog. Okay, so that's the thing. Why it didn't change? It changed, but this code is there still. So this we don't need. Only 3 test cases we have. One is, first test case is simple alert, and second test case is prompt dialog box. So we are executing prompt dialog box. Next one. Started executing prompt dialog box. So this time you need to click which one? This one, and I'll just right click, copy, selector. Otherwise you can use selector. It's up to you. If you want to use XPath, CSS selector. So whichever you want, you can use that. So you will understand. See that how to write a relative CSS path. Can you catch this here? So wherever ID is there as hash content ID value, every forward slash in the XPath is replaced with a greater than symbol, then div, then separation by greater than symbol UL, then greater than symbol, and then the index. Whenever you are getting an index, so we're in the CSS you have to write li colon nth child, and in the parenthesis you'll put a number of nodes. Those are which li node you have to mention that number. So then greater than button. So that's how to write a relative CSS path. Okay, so next one. So I want to switch to prompt, right? Just a reference variable I'm changing. I clicked on the JS prompts. So this is click for JS confirm. Oh, this is the confirm. Then I'll change this confirm. Okay, I'll change this. So no problem. So I'll put this name. I'll give for this thing. So this I'll change it to confirmation dialog. Confirmation dialog. So this is the confirmation dialog. You switch it to. So I'll just change it to confirm. Enough. Then the confirmation alert text and CNF that get text. Then first you click on the OK button. You click on the OK button. This OK button you are clicking, and the result will change. You see that. So you clicked OK. Fetch the result. Fetch the result. Maybe you can make it confirmation alert. OK button submission. OK button submission. If you click OK, it will close, right? They accept. If you call, it will close. Again, you need to reopen. Again, if you want to reopen, what you need to do? You have to do the same thing. If you want to click next cancel button. So I'm doing the same. Repeat this. But reference variable you should change. You should change the reference variable. CN of 1. And then text we don't need this multiple times. We don't need to get. Same text will be there. And this time click cancel button. So instead of accept, you need to call dismiss method. That's what we are doing. Confirmation, cancel button submission text. That's it. Control Shift F. So it will be in line. That's 2 times we clicked this link because here it is closing. Again, you need to launch this, right? That manual testing, you understand. I clicked it. It is closed. If you want to do cancel button operation, again I need to click this. Again I need to switch to this prompt, this confirmation. I need to click cancel. This is what we need to do, right? That's how we are doing. Same manual testing what you are doing. Same way we are coding that also. First manual sequence you understand, and then code it properly. And same you do for the JS also. So same code, I'll just copy paste, almost similar code. So, but here extra you will get one typing concept. You'll get one extra typing concept. Other than nothing. So here you need to click on so prompt dialog, you just change it to prompt dialog. Now you need to click on the link. So this click for JS prompt. So you need to do li of 3. That's it. You just copy it. Copy CSS selector. Let's do that. That's it. Just put here nth child 3. That's it. That nth child 3. Switch to the alert. Then and you can change here prompt. Then fetch the prompt alert text. So this reference variable you can pass it here. Prompt dot get text. So click on OK. But here in between that, I'll type. So we have an edit box, right? Type the value in edit box. Prompt dot send keys. You type Webdriver. Then click OK. Then what will happen? Prompt OK button. OK button submission text. Then click one more time and this is prompt. The link name you give properly so that you won't get confusion. And here also prompt. So this is just pass 3 index. Then you will get this here on PT1. This time you don't type anything, just click on dismiss. Call the dismiss to click on cancel. To click on cancel. Now you see prompt cancel. Prompt cancel button submission text. Right? So this is how you can validate. So before all, after all, before each will go each time that page opens the URL, and then it will come to each test case first. Then after each will execute. Again, one more test method is there. First cursor goes to here and executes all this code. Go to second test method, and then again after each will execute. First test method after, it will go to after each. Whatever the code you are writing here, that code will execute. So that's how you can code it for the alerts. Any queries? Run as JUnit test. So that first one is done. Confirmation. That's it. All three are done. You can see the results here. Fetch the simple alert text. I am a JS alert. Alert submission is you have successfully clicked on alert. Next, started executing confirmation dialog. So fetch the confirmation alert text. I am a JS confirm. So you clicked OK. Then you clicked cancel. Then prompt dialog is executing. I am a JS prompt. First you entered a Webdriver, and second time you entered null. So we didn't do anything. So this is the how you can handle alerts. That's it about alerts. This is the mandatory interview question. Make sure you are explaining this, how to switch to the alerts, how to handle alerts OK button, and how to handle dismiss. By clicking or cancel, you can call dismiss method. Right? That's all about alerts. So you do other exercise, and this exercise you will get a strong foundation. Next one is frames. How to handle frames. So let me explain the frames concept first, then we'll go and write this frames concept. How to handle the frames. So what are frames first? In the web pages, you can see two types of frames: normal frames and internal frames. Normal frames are represented in HTML by frame tag. Then frame tag inside you have some attributes: ID, name, class, src, something. Some attributes will be there in frame tag inside. Then how can you handle normal frames if you have a frame tag? And this is the way. Driver dot switch to method dot frame of, just pass the frame locator. So in the frame tag inside you have any attribute, right? ID, name, class. Those attribute values you pass it here directly in the double quotes inside. The value, ID value or name value or class value. Okay, you don't want with a string value, or you want to switch to the frames based on the position of the frame, then you can use this driver dot switch to method dot frame of int index. And this is the how to handle normal frames. So there are internal frames. So these are represented in HTML by iframe tag. Iframe tag we can use. So how to handle internal frames is, first you have to identify the internal frame using any locator. Web element, so iframe element equal to driver dot find element by dot locator value. You identify the internal frame first, then you switch to that iframe web element. So switch to the iframe web element, driver dot switch to method dot frame of, again frame method only, but you will pass the web element here. So type here for the frame method, you are passing the different type of argument. Here you pass the integer argument. Here you are passing the string argument. So only the method is same, but arguments are changing. This is the method overloading, we call this, and that concept you are applying here. Okay, and then okay, you switch it to the frames in different ways. I have shown you 3 ways. Then how can you switch back to the original position from you are in the frame? How can you go back to the previous position? So you can call this driver dot switch to method dot default content. Or you are in the nested frames, you want to go to parent, you have driver dot switch to method dot parent. So like that you have different methods you can use. Switch to dot, if you put, you will get all this default content to parent method, all those things. Or you are moving from one page to other page you have a frames you handle, you want to go back, then driver dot navigate method dot back method you can call, it will go to previous page, that you know already. And how do you know number of frames in the web page? How can you get a number of frames in the web page? This is the syntax. So we have seen one more, how to get a number of links in the web page. Same concept we are using here also. List web element frames list equal to driver dot find elements by dot tag name frame or iframe tag. You have to use frame or iframe tag. Okay, and then that collection dot size, if you do, you will get a number of frames in the web page. So you will get some exception here. So no such frame exception. For example, your frame is not able to identify by given name, ID or class value, then you will get a no such frame exception. So that exceptions you can handle with a try catch block. Here is I have given all the methods, reusable methods. All these methods you can call. See that I have written all the methods instead of writing one by one, just call the methods only. Public void switch to frame based on the integer. So this is the code. You don't need to again write all the driver dot switch to method. Just call this method and you can pass the integer. So try catch block I handle here. See that try. So driver dot switch to method dot frame of this frame, integer frame, then navigated to frame with ID, this one. So if any exception occurs here, you're not able to switch, so you will get a catch block, no such frame exception, unable to locate the frame with ID. So you can just put e dot get stack trace, you will get all the stack trace. And catch, see one single try multi catch blocks, exception e unable to navigate to frame with ID. If this exception is not throwing, some other exception is throwing, and this exception will take care of that, because this is the root exception class, right? So it will catch all other types of exception also, other than this no such element exception, no such frame exception. Okay, so this is the how to write a one method. So another method, I want to switch based on the by string locator. So then you can use this method, public void switch to frame based on the string value, and try catch block driver dot switch to method dot frame of string locator, and same code. Same, you want to switch based on the web element, and this is the method you can just call public void switch to frame web element frame element. See that same method name I maintained in all the 3 methods, but what is changing? Only parameter is changing. This is also you can write, I have written this method overloaded method we have written, and you can tell this clearly, explain a switch to frame, one simple method I created instead of writing every time this, and this method I have used there. Okay, so like this you can tell that. And here say I added more one more stale element reference exception. So no such frame exception and stale element reference exception. When you will get this stale element reference exception, because this is the web element, right? So element might not be available still, and you're using old element, and this you're refreshing the page. By that time you're using old element reference, then you will get a stale element reference exception. When you will get a stale element reference exception, so already you identified previously, now you refreshed it and page is not loaded yet, but that element still not available, and old reference element if you're using and doing action, then it will throw stale element reference exception. So then you have to wait for this element, then you can use that reference. Otherwise directly you cannot use that old element. If you use, you will get a this tail element reference exception. So this element is no more attached to the page, then you will get this tail element reference exception. So that's a one important exceptions you need to remember. What are all the different exceptions you have faced in the Selenium, they will ask. So you have to give, we have seen so many exceptions, right? No such element exception, timeout exception, and I have shown you element not interactable exception, and then now I'm showing stale element reference exception and no such frame exception. So all these exceptions you explain, okay, and be having some knowledge on this, having some knowledge on these exceptions and what scenario you will get and how to solve them. And I have shown you few more also. If you give your exe file location wrong, you will get a one exception. Or you, if you close the browser and then you are doing action still, and then you will get a no such session exception you will get. So all these kind of exceptions you note down and you can explain in the interviews based on definitely question this one. So what are the different types of exceptions you have seen in the Webdriver, and you need to give all this the question, and I'm giving answer also. Please catch all these points. It's a very important things, right? You can switch to multiple frames using this. Switch to frame, parent frame, then child frame you can give, and you can navigate to so the frame, then switch to that child frame also. So this is how to switch to the nested frames. You have one parent inside, one more frame is there. So then this is how you can do driver dot switch to method dot frame of parent frame ID dot switch to dot to frame of child frame locator you give. So it will go to child frame and parent frame. Parent frame inside, the child frame is there, you can switch to that. No such frame exception, then exception class. Okay, so this is all about, and again I have given that switch to default frame. So after working with the frames, main important is to come back to the web page. If you don't switch back to the default page, driver will throw an exception. So below is the code snippet to switch back to the default content. So that is the main point you have to catch. Switch to default frame method you have to call. Is it directly we are calling, and but we are handling with a try catch blocks. Try catch block we are using. Default content navigated back to web page frame. So this same method I just explained, right? That we are calling here. Okay. So that's all about how to handle the frames, how you can switch to different. All these methods you can directly call. I'll show you. I'll include all these reusable methods you can use in anywhere. Whichever company you're going, just call this method in your one Java file. You can call the utility class. You put all these things. You can just call these methods wherever you want. You don't need to write again all these things, right? Just calling the method and pass the argument. Correct argument you pass. Okay, we have less time. I'll explain another thing, how to handle pop-ups or how to handle tabs. Then tomorrow we'll code for both of them. How to handle pop-ups or new tabs or new windows. What is the difference between alert dialog boxes and these web pop-ups? Those are window dialog boxes. These are web pop-ups. So let me show you one web pop-up. So open naukri.com. You'll see from alerted. This is the web pop-ups. This is a web pop-up. We call this. Why I'm calling pop-up? See that this has a page title, the content, every content here you can identify in the HTML code. But with alerts, you cannot identify them, right? That's the difference between web pop-ups and alert dialog boxes. So you can see everything code you can get. Again, this Windows has a HTML code. This Windows has HTML code again. Can you see this? This window has again HTML code. You can see that. So if you go to header tag and Amazon Google.com title will be there. See this Amazon. This title you can get it. So this is the how you can this web pop-ups can be applied. These web pop-ups are designed by HTML code only. Then these are the pop-ups. Then I don't want these pop-ups unnecessarily popping up. I want to close these pop-ups. How can you do that? So that's what we are going to see now. Okay, and that's this web pop-ups. So click on something to get another window or pop-up, or you're getting, then this step you don't need. Okay, you don't need to click. But we got now default pop-ups automatically, right? When you open Naukri, you got a default pop-ups. So then how can you handle them? So that dynamic pop-ups, how to handle, I'll show you. But normal, you clicked on something, you're getting a pop-up, or you are getting a new window, or you are moving to new tab. You got a new tab. Then how can you switch to that, a new tab or a new window or a web pop-up? How can you do that? So this is the one. First, fetch all the window IDs. You have a parent window, you have a child windows. So how can you fetch all those window IDs? So in the beginning class, we have seen same code we are using here. Set a string handles equal to driver dot get window handles method you have to call. So all the window IDs will store in this set collection. Then, so collection, how can you iterate? Either by iterator interface method or iterator method you can use, or for each loop you can use. So I'm using iterator interface and that iterator method, which is returning the iterator interface. Iterator interface it variable equal to collection name dot iterator method. Then I want to fetch, now in this collection you have a parent window ID, child window ID. Both windows are there in this collection. Now I need to have those window IDs, then only I can switch to which window I want to go. Basically you are in the parent window by default. Then how can you move to child window? If you know that window ID, then only we can switch to that window. Without knowing that window ID, we cannot switch, right? So that's what I'm doing here, fetching each window ID. Okay, you have window IDs here, but which is a parent, which is a child? So first place always parent window will be there. So I'm writing string PID equal to string it dot next method. Next method will fetch the value in this it variable and stores in this variable, and fetch the child window. String child window equal to it dot next method. So this second iteration, in the second place of this collection you have a child window. So that child window ID, now you know the parent window, you know the child window. If you know exact window ID, then you can switch to the specific window. If you don't know window IDs, you cannot switch, right? That concept you need to get. So once you get into collection all the window IDs, extract them, get each window ID. Then we have a straightforward method. Once you know the window IDs, we have a straightforward method. Driver dot switch to method dot window of window reference. You give window IDs. You know now window IDs. So now we need to go to child window, right? Driver dot switch to method dot window of child window. Now perform all the actions on the child window. Then close that child window. Driver dot close, what it will do? Wherever cursor is there, that window will close. Now you are in the child window, so that child window only will close. Then you switch back the cursor from child window to parent window. How can you switch back again? Driver dot switch to method dot window of. You give the parent window this time. Now cursor will come back to parent window. Then you can do actions on the parent window elements. So this is the how to handle pop-ups. And then second way, based on the page title you want to switch, and you will do actions. So if you want to do that, first fetch the parent window ID, string PID equal to driver dot get window handle, and click on something to get another window or pop-up. Now fetch all the window IDs, set a string handles equal to driver dot get window handles. Now here you have parent window. Here also you have a parent window and a child window, because you clicked here, right? Another window opened by Webdriver. First you have opened parent window, then you are getting parent window ID. After that you are performing some click action, that another window opened. Now you have parent and child window, two windows you have. So two window IDs, how can you fetch? By get window handles method. Now in this collection, set collection, you have first place in the parent, second place child window ID. Now I can iterate with the for each loop also, right? I'm using for each loop. For the data type of this collection is a string, so string data type h colon handles, the collection name I'm giving. If driver dot switch to method dot window of h dot get title is equal to your window, which window you want to go, that window title you provide, that window title you provide. Then that window title, if this window title and this whatever you have given title both are same, then you are asking switch to that child window, then perform the actions, click action, whatever it is, then close the child window and come back to the parent window using this code, driver dot switch to method dot window of parent window, because you know parent window here already you got first before clicking the child window, the another link. So you got that PID you are passing here. So what will happen here? First time h, this one you want to move to child window only. So first time h value is a parent window. So parent window title and your given title not same. So this will fail. This will become a false. Then it will go the loop. H will go to second place, and this h title and this title both are same. So it will come inside and you switch to that window, and you can do action on that child window. So this is the how to handle with the title. How can you switch? Next we have a third concept. Now you got Nakri dynamic pop-ups, right? You didn't do any click action. You got dynamic pop-ups. How can you handle dynamic pop-ups? So this is the code. So string PID equal to driver dot get window handle. First you fetch the parent window, then fetch all the child windows. You are not performing any click action. You already have a dynamic pop-ups. So I'm fetching all the child window IDs. All child window, not only child, parent and child, both. This method will give you parent and child window IDs. This method will give not only child windows. So now all window IDs, that's what I'm giving up. Fetch all window IDs, that means parent plus child window IDs, and I'm storing in this collection. Set a string collection name equal to driver dot get window handles. This will give you all the window IDs. You can store it here. So now I can iterate with the iterator thing, iterator it equal to handles dot iterator method, while it dot has next method. If the parent ID is not equal to it dot next, then only switch to that child window, then close that child window. I want to close these child windows. So this is the one way. Or you can switch back to the parent again. You got the parent window here, right? You can switch back to the parent again if you want to do action on the parent window. Or even instead of this iterator concept iteration, you can use a for each loop also. This also valid for string h handles. If parent ID is not equal to this h, then switch to that child. Driver dot switch to method dot window of h. If h value is the child, then only you switch to that child window. I am saying if h value is equal to parent ID, don't switch. That's why not equal to parent. This h value should be not equal to parent. Then only you can switch. Then close all the child windows. Then come back. So see the brackets here we are ending. Okay, that's important. The brackets is where ending, starting and ending is a very important. Where to start, where to end is a very important, right? So another one, you can switch back to parent window using same line of code. Driver dot switch to method dot window of parent window. Then you can do actions on the parent window now after this line of code. So this is how to handle multiple windows, and this is the line of code you need to explain for them. This is multiple times asked this question in the interview. How can you handle multiple windows? How can you handle multiple windows? Okay. That's all. And tomorrow we'll write the code for all these frames and pop-ups. Then we can